Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions and betcraft. Today is another very beautiful Tuesday morning, and once again, we've come with our predictions for you on this very day. All right, we know a lot of games are going on across the globe, and we're able to select a few of them among these many games and looked into it before bringing it forward for you. Okay, and yesterday we had quite very successful action as well. We saw most of the games that we predicted actually being very successful. So five games out of the six games that we had being very, very successful, accurately predicted where we wanted them. We saw the likes of, Fulham match played out to over 2.5. That was exactly our prediction. And we also saw the likes of Benevento winning their match. We said it here, and also Vicenza in Serie C also winning yesterday. And also we had the likes of Ostersund who actually played on over 2.5. That's the way we predicted them yesterday. And also Lazio also winning their match yesterday. So the only one that didn't live up to the decision was that the AIK match in Swedish First Division that actually played only lone goal. We expected to see a minimum of two goals on that in that very match, but it didn't happen. But that was it. All right, but mostly we actually won our first ticket, and it was the second ticket that had the shortcoming. All right, today again we'll be looking at these matches, and we'll be looking at how the Fed games, and also how the Fed on head-to-head perspective, and making our verdict on each of these very matches. All right, okay. Without further ado, I want to ask the folks who are coming across our video for the first time that are yet to subscribe to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button right now so that you don't miss out on our subscription games that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. All right, okay. That being said, let's head to the business of today. And today we'll be starting with the very first match, the very first ticket that we have for you. The first match is actually a UEFA Champions League match where we'll have Liverpool who will be facing Bayer Leverkusen. Right, so it promises to be a very, very good, very, very exciting encounter in my opinion. And looking at Liverpool in the last six games, they've actually won five games out of those six matches, and they've also had one draw. And away side at Leverkusen have actually won two games. They've had four draws in the last six or seven games that they had. All right, and looking at Liverpool, matches played from home. From home and away perspective, you can see that Liverpool have won 8 games in the last 10 home matches that they had, and they've also had one loss as well as one draw in the last 10 home matches. And away side, on the other hand, Bayer Leverkusen have actually been able to achieve five wins in the last 10 away games. They've also had 4 draws as well as one loss in the last 10 away games that they had so far. Looking at the head-to-head proceedings, the last time both teams met was in 2012. On that occasion, we saw Liverpool beating this very side by 3-1. And also, prior to that, in 2025, that's far back, 90 years ago, we saw Liverpool also beating them from away, 3-1 as well. That has actually been the trend for the last 3 head-to-head meetings for both sides. Have actually resulted to a 3-1 scoreline, always Liverpool winning on those occasions. But in this very one, we definitely expect to see goals appearing in this very encounter, and it is not a win, but it is a minimum of 3 goals appearing in this very encounter, over 2.5. That's our value for that very game. Okay, that takes us to the next step for today. Also, in the UEFA Champions League, where we'll have Sporting Lisbon who will be facing Manchester City. Okay, Sporting Lisbon, the last 6, they've been doing very well. They've won the entire 6 games they had, and Manchester City, on the other hand, have had 4 victories but 2 losses in the last recent 6 matches that they had so far. And looking at how the season's fared from home and away perspective, you can see that Sporting Lisbon have actually won 9 games in the last 10 home matches that they had. They've lost just 1 out of those, and Manchester City, on the other hand, have managed to achieve 6 victories in the last 10 away games that they had so far. They've also lost 2 matches as well as 2 draws in the last 10 away games that they had so far. And on head-to-head basis, the last time they met, it was 2 years ago, 2022. We saw them playing out 0-0 draw. But prior to that, we also saw Man City beating this very side from away by 5-0. That was 2 years ago. All right, but we saw Man City, losing out to uncharacteristically losing out to Bournemouth through the weekend. And that was a very poor showing of Man City on that occasion. But they'll be looking to make amends and achieve winning in this very one to make amends for that upset during the weekend. So in this very game, we will expect to see the away side, Manchester City, achieving a victory in this very one. Away win, that's our verdict for that very encounter. All right, and that takes us to the next, and could happen to be the last game for the first ticket. It is in, in Northern Ireland, where we have Northern Ireland League Cup. Where Crusaders will be up against Coleraine. All right, Crusaders in the last 6 have actually had 3 victories, but have lost 2 matches as well as 1 draw in the last 6 different games. So they had also Coleraine, on the other hand, have had 3 victories, but have lost 3 games in the last 6 matches that they have so far. And looking at how these 2 teams are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that playing from home, the home side Crusaders have won 6 games in the last 10 home matches. They've also had 3 losses as well as 1 draw in the last 10 home matches. And the Coleraine, on the other hand, the away side, have actually seen 4 victories in the last 10 away games. They've also had 3 draws as well as 3 losses in the last 10 away games that they had so far. And looking at on head-to-head perspective, you could see that the last time they met, it was in October. This year, we saw Crusaders beating this very side by 2-1. All right, and also prior to that, we saw October in May, Crusaders also achieving victory against this very side by 3-2. So it has the last 3 head-to-head meetings have actually resulted to all wins for Crusaders. All right, that tells you that Crusaders have been quite dominant on this very, very tie. And in this very game, we really expect to see the home side Crusaders to achieve a result in this very one, and it is the home side to win out shortly in this very game. That's our verdict. Okay, home win. That's what we expect. All right, that takes us to the next, which are going to be the next ticket. All right, The first match of the next ticket is in Russia Cup, where we'll have Dynamo Moscow who will be facing Lokomotiv Moscow. All right, Dynamo Moscow in the last 6 games have had 3 victories out of those 6 matches. They've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw in the last 6 games that they have so far. That's for Dynamo Moscow home side. And away side, Lokomotiv Moscow have also seen 3 victories as well as 2 draws and also 1 loss in the last 6 recent games that they have so far. All right, taking a look at their home and away perspective, you can see that for playing from home, Dynamo Moscow have actually had 6 victories in the last 10 home matches. They've had 3 losses as well as 1 draw. All right, and away side, on the other hand, have had 7 wins in the last 10 away games, and they've also had one loss as well as 2 draws in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And as a matter of fact, in the last 10 away games, they have actually scored on 9 games out of the past 10 away games. I've seen them scoring, and the home side have also scored 9 times out of 10 home matches that they had. That tells you that these 2 teams scores, and as well as concede. All right, and the last time they met, we saw the Dynamo Moscow beating this very side by 3-1. Prior to that very one, we saw Dynamo Moscow also winning by 2-1. So in this very encounter, it is a goals verdict that is best suited for this very one, and we do expect to see a minimum of 3 goals appearing in that very encounter, and over 2.5. That's what verdict for that very encounter. Okay, the next game that we have for you today in the second ticket is actually in South Africa, where we have Orlando Pirates who will be up against Richards Bay. Okay, Orlando Pirates in the last 6 have won 5 games out of the last 6 matches. They've also had 1 draw and 1 loss rather in the last 6 recent games that they had so far. And away side, on the other hand, Richards Bay have actually been able to manage 1 victory in the last 6 matches. They've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 6 recent games that they have so far. All right, taking a look at how these 2 teams are fared from a one-away perspective. Looking at Orlando Pirates, they have won 9 matches in the last 10 home matches that they had. Losing 1 altogether, meaning that they've done so very well. 90% of the home matches have decided to win for Orlando Pirates home side. And away side, Richards Bay, on the other hand, have managed just 1 victory in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And they've also had 4 draws as well as 5 losses in the last 10 away games that they had so far. And in this very one, also looking at how they fared from head-to-head perspective, the last time they met, it was Orlando Pirates who won that occasion. They played from away and they defeated this very side by 1-0. Even though we saw them losing out to Richards Bay earlier in May this year. But in this very encounter, seeing that the form of the home side, Orlando Pirates, are doing very well, 90% of home victory. We expect to see the home side winning outrightly in this very one. It is home win. That's our verdict for that very game. All right, that takes us to the last game for the second ticket, which will also happen to be in UEFA Champions League, where we have Real Madrid facing AC Milan. All right, Real Madrid in the last 6 have won 3 games, and they've also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw. And away side AC Milan have won 3 games, but also they've lost 3 in the last recent 6 matches. And the Real Madrid in the last 10 home games, they've actually won 9 games out of those. Losing 1. That was a that loss to Barcelona. All right, and away side AC Milan on the other hand have won 2 matches in the last 10 away games that they have so far, and they've also had 5 losses out of the last 10 away games, and as well as 3 draws in the last 10 away games that away side AC Milan have had so far. And the last time both teams met, it was Milan who played from home. That was club friendly, and they won on that occasion by 1-0. Prior to that, also in club friendly, Madrid won by 3-2. All right, the last time both teams met in Champions League was a 2-2 draw. That was in 2010. Okay, but in this very one, and judging by qualities possessed by the Madrid side, we expect them to go back to winning ways in Bernabeu this time around, and it is the home side to win out shortly. That's all right for that very game. Okay, that concludes our predictions for you today on Betcraft. I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green. All right, remember to play responsibly. These are football matches. Sometimes you may get what you do not expect. That's what it's called a game. All right. That being said, tomorrow is another day. Even though we hope for very much a success in all our games today, but tomorrow is another day, and we'll be coming up on this very channel with these very predictions. Do not miss out. All right. But until then, keep winning.